Hello random people, welcome to Random Garage, the channel where we're always doing something. Today on Random Garage, I'll be pulling the carburetors out of this 2006 Triumph Scrambler 900. The left side carburetor apparently has some junk in it, like a clogged jet or something, so gotta pull the carbs out, take that left side one apart, clean it back out, put it back together, get this thing running right. So the plan for this thing is to take the seat off, take the battery out, take off both side covers, loosen up the air box, which is behind the side cover, and pull the air box back as far as it'll go till it hits the tire. And that should provide enough room to get the carb set off of their rubber boots and get it out. To get this seat off, it's just 2 bolts on the back here, and then the seat pulls backwards and comes off. Pretty sure there's supposed to be a battery hold down, but this one doesn't have one, so it's just disconnect the battery, lift it out. As long as that battery is out, throw it on the charger here for good measure. And then the left side cover is just this one screw. It's designed to take a coin for ease of access on the road, or else a big screwdriver, pull that out, and this cover just lifts off these top posts. Under this left side cover, there's these relays that are just got a rubber thing around them, and they're hooked on a post. This one's just got a tie wrap, but get those off. Take out this screw holding the, oh, no, don't have to. Fold that open, get that off of there. Oh, there's supposed to be an intake snorkel on here. Like cover over the air filter, the snorkel going this way. I see it's missing on this bike. There's a little fabricated bracket there to hold it in place. There, now the left side cover. This left side cover just lifts straight up. Thankfully there's no screw on the bottom holding it, or else the exhaust would be in the way. Now I'll have to take this bracket loose. It's just this screw on the front of this fuse box and this screw holding it to the air box, so that'll just kind of pull out of the way. Now the air box is just held in by these 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. If there was a snorkel on here, it'd be sticking out and it'd be in the way. It would hit the frame pulling the air box back, but since it's already not there, there's enough clearance here. I don't have to bother taking off this bracket or the air filter. So then next, loosen the clamp on each side, on the intake side of the carburetors, and we'll pull off this air line here, and then the air box should move back. Now it doesn't pull real far back because it hits the fender. Hopefully I won't have to take the fender off. If I do, it looks like that's just 4 bolts, but this should be enough there. Then I can, I'm gonna take the clamps totally off of the intake boots here, and then pull the carbs back into the boots on this side, and should be able to get these boots out, and then the carb assembly will come out. So yeah, just push backwards with the carb really hard, and this boot flexes a little bit, gives you just enough room to get this forward intake boot out. And before it'll come out, still got to take off this sensor right here on the right side, the fuel line, and the throttle cable. But those are easier to get at now that the carburetor assembly is loose in here. These screws here are a safety Torx with that pin in the center. So you have to have the Torx bits that have the little hole in the center like that. So after that throttle position sensor on the right side, need to get the fuel line off because that's keeping it from moving far enough out to get the throttle cables off. You can either take the fuel line off here or on the back on the fuel rail of the carb right here. I think it's easier to get at this one. And then also, oh yeah, there's 2 electrical connectors here, one round one and one spade terminal. And also identical electrical connectors on the right side. Okay, now I've got it out just enough to be able to get this is the return cable on this side, get that off by loosening up those nuts, taking out of its holder, and get the cable out of the lever arm. Then the throttle cables on the other side back in here. Be a little more of a struggle, but I'll manage. So that was fun, but I got it off of there. And the only last thing now is just this overflow line. It's stuck down on the bike somewhere. I'm not sure where it's going to. I'll just take it loose right here. Now with the carburetor out, I'm gonna dump what's left of gasoline in there into this bucket with this napkin on it. just to catch whatever gas is there. Maybe a chunk of something will fall out. Seems like not a lot of gas even came out of the left side carb, so that's a little odd. Maybe what's plugged is the intake needle port. So I'm going to start with taking the bowl off the left side carb. Thankfully, it looks like it's pretty clean and stuff. These screws look like they haven't been touched before, so hopefully they come out pretty easy. The bike's only got just a hair over 6,000 miles on it, even though it's a 2006. In really nice shape. So there's the bowl off. There's a little bit of dirt in there, but I don't really see any chunks, but they might have already come out. Next I'll pull the pivot pin for the floats out and take the float out, and then the stopper for the fill valve. I doubt this is going to show up in the video, but I can clearly see that the end of the main jet there is got a big chunk in it. So I'm still going to go through and clean the rest of the carb too, because if there's one chunk, there might be another one. I don't want to assume that's the only source of the problem, but I'm glad I definitely found something here. So I'll be taking this jet out with a screwdriver and then a wrench to get the next piece out. It's like the seat for the needle. Not sure if this will show up either, if I can get the lighting right, but that jet is totally plugged with green garbage. More green on this needle seat, so I'm gonna have to clean that up really well. You can even see the tip of the needle right there is all green. And there's another jet down in this hole that needs to come out and get checked out. So now we flip it over, take this top cap off to get at the diaphragm, spring and slide, and the needle. It's a lot bigger needle than a snowmobile has. So then I'll just clean up all these parts real nice. First in the parts cleaner, and then the brake cleaner or a carb cleaner. Get them all nice and dry and clean. And I've got some real small needles too that I can't see through this jet either, so that must be plugged. So stick a real small needle through there and try and knock out what's in there, and then put it back together. And then I think, just because there's so much green crap in this one, I'm going to take the bowl off the right side carb at least and check that main jet and see if there's any green crud on that side too, because it would really suck to put this thing back together and find out that, yeah, there's a little bit of problem with the right side that wasn't showing up yet because the left side was so bad. Okay, so I took off this other bowl, and those jets, everything looked nice and clean, so all I did was just kind of wash out the bowl, but got everything cleaned up here except for that the idle jet or pilot jet that's down in there is tiny. It's a little number 40, and this little needle, I can't get it through there, and I can't see any light through the jet. The one from this side was fine. I could see light through it. I could get this little needle through it, but there's a little blockage in the jet that's in that hole. So got it soaking in some penetrant here. Hopefully I can get that blockage to break up so I can get the needle through and get that slapped back in there, and get this carburetor put back in the bike and get the bike back together. It was a struggle, but I did finally get the blockage out of this little jet, so I could just throw that back in, put this carb back in the bike, and we'll see how it runs. Got her back together, so joke on the moment of truth. Cold yet, but I'm gonna get it warmed up, take it for a test drive. If you want to see more Random Garage things, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you'll get a random notification when a new Random Garage video is posted. And if you're in the Sturgis area and you need to get any work done, come see me at Exit 32 Fit Shop. I'll link my social medias for that down below. Thanks for watching, and remember, whatever you do, make sure you're always doing something.